Yeah, might as well. We're stranded here after that mountain totally jumped out at our ship.
Yeah, he crashed it. I'm in. I love bunkers and badasses. I've already got a level 40 character.
No. We are making all new characters. This is the newbies' first game, and I'm gonna make sure it's an adventure they'll never forget.
You ready, newbie?
Time for character sheets, baby!
Hey guys, welcome to another video. No, not a New World video, or even a Lost Ark video. This video is a bit different. In this video I wanted to share my first impressions and experiences playing Tiny Tina's Wonderland. I'm not sure if it was brought on by the pandemic, or a lack of good RPGs, or maybe even just nostalgia, but over the past year or so, the tabletop RPG has grown in popularity to a level exceeding even that of what it was back in my childhood. Personalities like Asmongold, accompanied by McConnell, celebrities, it seems everyone is hopping on the tabletop hype. So I don't know if it's due to this or simply good timing, but the release of the next iteration, or maybe better described as a spin-off, of the Borderlands series hits both the shooter genre and the tabletop fascination right on the head. Coming in at a heavy $100 price tag, my concern was, would it live up to either of these popular genres and the expectations that they would respectively carry? I want to begin by saying one thing, because story is important to many of you out there, as I know. If story is the motivating factor to how you get your enjoyment from a game, then this game may not be for you. This game is set in a world that is created by your Dungeon Master Tina, the adolescent munitions expert from Borderlands 2. It is made to feel like you are playing a pencil and paper campaign, much like the one in Borderlands 2 DLC Assault on Dragon's Keep, where Tina there dungeon masters a short game of bunkers and badasses. In this game, much like then, you and the rest of your crew are marooned, crashed someplace awaiting rescue and playing this game to pass the time. It will often transition, breaking the fourth wall, between the colorful, fantastical world of Wonderland and the world of the Borderlands we all recognize. In this game, unlike the other Borderlands games, you won't be choosing your pre-made character and class. Instead, you will watch a short cutscene at the beginning, where a game is in progress and you will be introduced as the newbie, who hasn't completed their character sheet, and hilariously isn't even fully colored in. From there, you will enter the character creator screen, where you will be able to create your character, offering many options. This is actually a pretty awesome character creation menu. First, you can choose your class, and these are the Stabomancer, basically your assassin or rogue RPG character from any game. The Clawbringer, this is the paladin of the group, and as a cool bonus, you are accompanied by a dragon whelp who can fight along your side. And this guy's no joke, it can handle itself as well as you can. The Spellshot, this is your wizard mage style class. The Graveborn, your standard warlock, necromancer style character with a lich companion much like the paladin's whelp. The Spore Warden, this guy is hilarious. This is your standard hunter ranger class, but instead of a wolf or eagle or some other cool pet, you are accompanied by a little mushroom guy who farts out poison on your enemies. And finally, you have your Berserker. What game would be complete without a huge axe, huge sword rage class warrior? Now, I tested all of these characters, and before you ask which is best, I will say that although they all play very differently, you will never feel like you have made the wrong choice, or that you are weak. They are all fun and unique and will carry themselves equally well throughout the game. Now, one important thing here is that this is a Borderlands game at its heart, and the story is being told and controlled by a munitions expert with the mentality of an adolescent girl having a sleepover, who loves guns.
Shrine floor rises beneath you. From here, you can spy a quaint little village nestled in the bodacious bosom of the valley. But beyond it, a dark and ancient castle lurks.
So this is still a shooter, and you will still be using all the crazy guns you have loved in Borderlands. They have, however, changed all of the guns' names to kind of funny medieval theme types, with unique and often funny reload animations, and you will find yourself using them a lot. The difference here, though, is that unlike in other Borderlands games, where you would use melee as a last resort, now it can be a fun and very powerful alternative tactic of choice over guns. Magic spells have replaced grenades, and they have tuned way up the aggression of enemies and aggro range to make them run towards you like crazy now, to make using melee much more frequent. And close quarters combat has replaced the old Borderlands covering fire feel. And to make things even more interesting, after you've progressed about 1/3 of the way through the game, you will be able to choose a dual class, which will make you feel even more powerful and allow you to use class-based attacks even more so than the standard guns. The flow of the game, however, can sometimes feel very gated. You will encounter areas where you need to progress that will be level locked. which will lead you then to the overworld. The overworld is basically your view of the tabletop game, with landmarks being marked with bottle caps, Cheetos, and other junk, where you will move your character to places you may have already been to grind a few more levels before you can progress. This can be frustrating, but never boring. The action is always fun and smooth. Dispatching these NPCs is always funny. I especially love shooting off skeletons' heads and having their headless bodies continue to charge aimlessly without sight. It's really funny. These sorts of things that have been added to the game, like shooting off arms and their heads and stuff, it's all pretty funny. Another thing I liked about the game, that would, without playing it, make you think it was a fault, is that when I'm playing in these areas I've already completed, trying to earn more rank to move on, I never feel like I'm missing out on the story, or feel like I'm bored. The reason is because the story is a hollow RPG trope, where you need this MacGuffin for that MacGuffin to defeat X by summoning or freeing Y. It is not meant to feel like a rich immersive story. It is meant to feel like a group of friends who are stuck somewhere awaiting rescue, and wasting time until that rescue arrives. Basically, the game is just fun, and that's the bottom line. It doesn't take anything about itself too seriously, so in turn, as a player, you don't take it too seriously. So you feel free to just roam and kill and loot without worrying much about getting to the endgame or max level, which has plagued modern games recently. So to address what I was talking about in the beginning, it does come with a very heavy price tag, and is it worth it is the question. Yes, in today's market, this game breathes a breath of fresh air into a genre that has been getting stale, both in terms of shooters and RPG, but would I recommend buying it today? If you are a huge Borderlands fan and you have the money, yes, I would recommend buying it. However, if you are a casual Borderlands fan, and the money would be more of a problem, I do still recommend buying it, but maybe not today. Like all of these titles, there will be an amazing sale sooner than later, and you will be able to grab it at a fraction of the price. But in the end, it's really up to you. The one thing this game did make me think about was 2009, when Borderlands was first announced, when the creator Cliff B told us to expect Diablo of the first-person shooter genre. This has never felt more true than it did when I started playing Tiny Tina's Wonderland. Okay guys, I just wanted to share my thoughts and early experiences with this game, but I didn't want to spoil anything. I will make a few more videos, probably in a couple weeks, maybe less, covering more of the content of the game, but for now I wanted to leave it for you to discover on your own. And as always guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
Thank you for saving my peasant ass stranger. How can I ever repay you?